Hey guys, it's Rockingtheblade again. What's up, everybody? I didn't want to do a video on this. I debated whether or not to do it. I know a ton of people talked about it, from Angry Joe, Jim Sterling, hell, even IGN is talking about it. IGN was the first to talk about this situation, and that's to bring the elephant in the room. And we're just going to talk about two things today, and these two things are very, very important, and that is lack of content and microtransactions. So that's two things right there, and this is very important: microtransactions and lack of content. So, we as gamers, gaming is an expensive hobby. It is, no doubt about it. We spend between $60 to $65 up front. That's not even including the special editions that come out with the statues or art books and CDs and soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? Plus the season passes that come out, especially if the game's worth it. Like, let's say, for example, Uncharted, they come out with a season pass. I would normally buy it because Uncharted is a fantastic series, and I want to give more money to them. And rightfully so. And I think a lot of people don't like season passes. I think season passes are inherently a good thing for the most part, because most of the time it's content that makes after the game comes out. Like with Borderlands 2, I love how Borderlands 2 was handled. Like the game was focused on first, and that stuff came out afterwards. And me just added to it. And of course, I threw money at it because it was worth it. Because the season pass. So I didn't find season pass is that bad because it added to the experience, and the core experience itself was amazing, and it is adding more adventures for you on that said same game. So I'm like, why not? It has more replay value to it. Well, I'm like, why not? The more the merrier. But then publishers like EA and Activision are just getting more and more greedy, and they want to go the mobile route and be like, oh look, let's do microtransactions, which nobody wants. Again, look, I understand if those are in mobile games that are free, like Dokkan Battle or Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I understand because the game's free and it gives you a lot of tough stuff to do, a lot of free things to do on there to enjoy the game. So if you want like extra stuff or something, just extra like gems to buy cards or extra stones to get characters, I felt they've earned the right to ask for you to pay money because they give you such great content that was free. So if you want to like give them more money or more bones because to help them pay for more servers and more content, I felt like they've earned it because essentially the game is free overall, and you need to make some kind of money, so that's a necessary evil, which I understand. What I don't understand is why AAA games like Shadows of War, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and 2K18 even need anything like that. Why? Why? When we're spending like $60 to $65 up front, plus, like I said, season passes, DLC with characters, or teams, or weapons, or whatever. It's like we're paying a lot as it is, and now we're just paying more. It's like, what the hell? Come on. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's a lot of money as it is. Do you want more? Are you serious? What's the deal? You know what I'm saying? The season pass thing was enough. Now they're doing the mobile, like the mobile shit that mobile games do, which again, I understand if it was free, but these games are not free. These games are expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's not cheap to be a gamer. It's an expensive hobby, so it doesn't help that you gotta pay more money just to enjoy a game. It's fucking atrocious, and that shouldn't be the way it is, but unfortunately it is. I mean, look at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like, it lacks so much content. Like, if you compare it to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the roster is weak. The story mode looks whack. The graphics, at best, look really good, but at worst looks like absolute shit. Like they're knockoffs of the characters it's supposed to be. So it's funny. At times it looks really, really good, and other times it looks like they're like the bootleg Chinese counterparts you see like in Dollar Tree or something, like the Avengers or something with a Shrek and Batman figure, which I actually seen online. I'm not joking, but you know what I mean. And it's just like lack of content, and people are, I'm not mentioning names, but they're being complacent about it. Like, oh well, at least it came out. No, we shouldn't be complacent about it. Like I said this before, I'll say this again. When you spend $60 on a product, you should demand excellence. It's like when excellence. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you had a long day at work and you want to eat. You don't want to you want like say you want a medium rare steak and a nice, cool, refreshing drink. You don't want a hot drink and a well done steak. You know what I'm saying? It didn't cook how you want it, and be like, oh well, food's food, I guess. No, you're paying money, you demand excellence. You tell them, get me a cold drink, recook this shit, or I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? Recook a different steak, or I want my money back. And rightfully so, because you should demand excellence. We're not getting this shit for free. And now, it's like, and then with Shadows of War, they're doing the whole microtransaction shit, and they're doing the whole thing with the developer Molotov, who died of cancer, and like, oh, we pay $5, you get the character in there, even though some of it go to charity, some of it go to WB, but in certain states that doesn't count due to some legal loopholes, and then sometimes in some states WB gets all the money, even though the money should go to A, the family themselves, because they have a GoFundMe page, or B, to at least give it the money to charities that fight against cancer, try to find a cure for it. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, now after all the backlash, which rightfully so they deserve, now the character's free. But that just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, ugh, the microtransactions, and you're profiting off a guy who died. Like, what the hell is that shit? And then the biggest one of all, Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars fucking Battlefront, which I didn't get the first one, obviously. I finally did, though, but guess how much was it on sale? For $5. And I didn't even buy it. Koopa, my editor, bought it for me. Because now it's worth buying. Now it's worth buying because it has all the content that should have been in the game in the first place. Because all that content came out at launch, I would have been like the best Star Wars game ever, must have right now. But since, it lacked and just feel like something you will have fun maybe the first 2 weeks, but then get bored after week 3 and week 4, it's not worth it. Especially when it's $60. I mean, now it's like, what, 20, 30 now? I totally recommend it, especially with the season pass. It's only $5-10 right now. Definitely get it now, because this new one, it's basically like pay to win. And especially, I know Angry Joe and Jim Sterling really break it down and explain why that is, but I'll try to do the best I can. So let's say, for example, me and you, the person who's watching this video, gets the game right. I know I don't make as much money, and let's pretend you're rich. I'm as an average Joe who has a job but not much money to burn. You know what I'm saying? Before, how, you up-level a character and you get weapons through progression. They don't do that shit. Here, it's like you want a certain weapon or certain powerful stat. You be like, oh, I want that weapon. You could throw money in loot boxes, which Overwatch kind of started, even though it was just cosmetic. But they're using now, other companies using it as a way to get weapons and stuff, or, invulnerability in certain things. Like, you can use it to get, more powerful weapons that can, do double damage, or have an ability, like, for example, wherever you're, flying in the air and using a rocket with Boba Fett, you can be, invincible when you use that move, so it'd be harder for him to die. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. These pay-to-win elements, and if you want to do it naturally, it takes forever. In comparison, so it's making it enticing for you to pay for it. So you know what I'm saying? So in other words, you're gonna have, if you have money to burn, say you spend $200 to get what you want. When we fight, you're gonna have the advantage because you have the weapons and armor and stat stuff you want on your character, and here I am trying to naturally build up, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked because you have the better stuff. And even if I probably will get the stuff you get, it's gonna take me a long time. But sometimes, or you might even get double the same thing you have already. So there's that chance you might even get fucked over and not get the thing you want after spending hours upon hours of trying to grind and get the stuff that you do naturally. So it's enticing you. Come on. Why go through all that when you can spend money right now, extra money, and get the stuff right away? So it's what I'm saying? It's so pay to win, what I'm saying? Even IGN brought up, and of course Angry Joe and Jim Sterling brought up. So it's and the thing is, with that game, it had me, guys. It had me. I was gonna get it at launch. I was, because it had all this content, that stuff from the past movie, from the prequels to the current movies, even that stuff from Force Awakens and Last Jedi, and then in terms of maps and characters and stuff and heroes and villains, they're gonna add all this cool new stuff, but then and then even a story mode, which I wanted desperately from the first one, even have a cool story mode where you play as a female like Imperial soldier, and I think it takes place between like Rogue One and New Hope, and you like try to figure out what to do. So even the story looks very interesting and very promising. It looks like it'll be like a fun time, and it just seems like and all this promise, like, oh man, it had me, guys. And then and of course it's like, oh my god, and something else. Oh, guess what? No season pass. You're gonna get all the maps and weapons and all the maps and stuff naturally. So it's like, oh my god, this sounds so awesome. I can't wait to buy this. But we're adding pay to win elements. Fuck, are you serious? EA, do you not understand you had me? I was gonna buy it day one. Day one! I was gonna buy it. You had me. You had me. No season pass. You didn't give me stuff. You had a single player campaign. You had stuff from the prequels and the current movies that are coming out. That's out or is coming out. So it's like you had me. You had me. It was like I was like so ready for it. And then what do? You fuck it up with this whole pay to win bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ruined it. It's like someone, I know this is graphic, but it's like someone, you go to a restaurant and someone gives you a beautiful spaghetti dinner, and then the waiter gets on the table and then shits on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, whoa, gee, thanks, I'm not going to eat that now. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for getting a little bit disgusting, but you get my point. It's disgusting that they're doing this shit. Because I guess, again, because of the fact that we're paying $60 to $65 up front. Seriously, why? I don't understand. And then when people like, I think I forget this one review company. I think Jim Sterling talked about it. Was like ragging on NBA 2K, I think 18 for having microtransactions in their game. They ragged on them and gave them like a 3 out of 10 for like it ruins the experience. And they called the obviously 2K themselves called that company that did the review to take it down. And of course, word spread like wildfire because this is the internet and nothing's a secret around here. And of course, they got a lot of pressure and they put it back up, all because like, oh well, we felt like he was the heat of the moment, he was upset, and we felt like maybe he made a mistake. No, that's how he felt, and he still gave it the same score. He rewrote it, because he wrote it originally as a boycott, which he's not supposed to do that. But he did basically put the same points, rewrote it, and put the same score anyway. Saying now it's back up, but still, it hurts him. It not hurts, but it hurts. It made 2K, the company, look bad, so they got buttered, tried to take it down. Of course, the internet got upset, and now it's back up. But it made them look bad. They shouldn't care about that stuff. All you care about is the game doing well, and that's all that matters. They shouldn't care about one score, seriously. But seriously, it goes to show you how even mainstream like companies like IGN and the company that gave NBA 2K18 a 3 shows that even they're not a fan of it. They're not a fan of it. Microtransactions suck. At least with season passes, it gives you extra content for a game. Granted, you don't have to wait for it right away. You can like pay for it as soon as the content comes out. It looks enticing, so it's like something you don't need. But here, especially with single player campaign games, but here it's like you have the advantage to like really unbalance the game and have a really distinct advantage over everyone else. And it's not fun still to get your ass kicked by someone who has a weapon that can one-shot you, or you're shooting the crap out of them like 5-6 times, and then they'll go down because they have like a special armor from paying a lot, and they just turn around and kill you with one shot. 1 or 2 shots and you're dead. You know what I mean? It's frustrating and upsetting, and that's why I feel like microtransactions and AAA gaming is not needed. Because let me say this: because if we allow them to give us lack of content, little to no content, like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, or do microtransactions like War, Battlefront 2, and 2K18 is doing, you know what I mean? Then it's only going to get worse, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to be like, it's okay, so give us less and less with season passes and microtransactions. Like, oh yeah, if you want more of it, you got to like pay this extra stuff, even though we're paying a lot up front as it is. You know what I'm saying? That's like another example. That's like you go to the movies, and during like the second act, it turns off. It's like, I'm sorry, if you want to see the third and final act, please pay the theater additional $10, please. You're not gonna do that shit, especially now when movie tickets being so expensive nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying an extra $10 just to see the final act. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it is. And sometimes, not all the cases, sometimes they made the season pass content later and stuff. But in other times, you know what I'm saying? But in other times, it was stuff that was cut out to where they could resell it to you later. It's like, what the fuck? And some people, in some cases, like, hey, that was cut out. And some people hack into that stuff and know, hey, this was cut out, it was originally in the game. Or some people speak out from the developer's side, that speak out and say this was really in the game, but they cut it out to make more money. It's like, come on, guys. Hell, even though, hey, the new, another example of microtransactions, Deus Ex Mankind, was a fantastic game. The little I played was really good. Had last second microtransactions because according to one of the developers that talked to Jim Sterling, he was all like, "Oh, we were almost done. We'll do bug testing," and Square Enix was like, "Well, we know this game needs now microtransactions." He's like, "What?" It was so last second, and because it's like, and it was like, for what? Like, that's like to buy more agments and more skill points. But if you do it that way, if you buy more, stuff like that, if you buy like, more agments and Deus Ex, it's gonna unbalance the game and stuff. It's gonna unbalance it and make you overpowered, and you're gonna be like a god. It's like, yeah, some people are gonna like that, but like, I want to play the game with challenge. I'll be like, oh well, I feel like a god now. This is boring because I spent all this money. Oh yeah, and even wanting all the stuff I bought, I can use it on my second playthrough, right? Nope. It's a one-time use only, so you better have a backup save if you want to do it again. Otherwise, all that money you spent is gone. So it's not like, oh, the stuff I bought can transfer over to another playthrough, right? Nope. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this shit is going to cause another gaming crash sooner or later, because people are going to get tired of this shit. People are going to be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to pay for this shit or take this shit anymore. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because again, we're spending so much up front, and then now they're trying to like double and triple dip to get more money. But they keep saying, oh, it's so expensive. It's this and that. Come on, bullshit. You guys, even Activision, 2K, and EA, I don't want to hear that shit. You guys are billionaire companies. I mean, hell, one game's like, the Battlefields and Grand Theft Auto and your basketball games slash Grand Theft Auto games make you, and Call of Duty games make you billions and billions of dollars. That one game alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're hard up on cash or money like other developers. So don't give me that, oh, we're poor and, it's for development costs bullshit. You got fucking fuck you money, for real. You got fuck you money, for real. Seriously. So don't give me that, oh, we're struggling bullshit. Don't give me that crap, because no one's buying it. Everyone, especially now, people thankfully are waking up and saying like, that's bullshit. You have the money. Fucking stop. I'm telling you guys, if this keeps happening, we're gonna run to another gaming crash. I don't want that to happen, but honestly, I think developers need to leave and just make their own games and not deal with EA or Activision or WB or Ubisoft. I know those fucking greedy companies that do shit that's unethical and just downright greedy and just stupid and just piss gamers off. Like, for example, the people at Ninja Theory did Hellblade on their own without no help from any big publisher, and it was a massive hit. Granted, had a game-breaking bug, unfortunately, but now they patched it out, and the game is beautiful. It's only $30, but it feels like a AAA product. It was only half the cost, and this main protagonist, warrior girl, goes through mental problems, but I heard it's handled in such a unique way, and the combat system is really cool. It's something like a game that would something with the mental part, talk about mental issues and stuff that would have never gone through with a big publisher, because Ninja Theory decided, fuck it, we're gonna do it our own. They did it however they want, when they want it, and that's the future nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People are like doing things on their own, like the Angry Video Game Nerd doing his own movie. He thanks to the fans, they funded it, and he did the movie how he wanted to do it, not by the publisher, well, you gotta do this and this and try to Hollywoodize it. No, he got the money, people gave him the money, fans gave him the money to make the movie that he wanted to make, and for the most part, he and his fans, including me, enjoyed the movie for the most part. Same thing here. The thing that the developers need to do. They need to fucking leave and make their own shit, because these publishers, they're dinosaurs. They're not evolving with the times. Especially people like when Nintendo and Sega doing like takedowns on videos and games, or on Twitch streams and let's plays because they're worried about, oh, we're gonna lose our money and bottom line. Please. So as a Nintendo, these last few months, they're outselling the PS4 and Xbox One with their Switch, and keep in mind that's only with two killer apps out right there right now, with Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild pretty soon, with another killer app coming out with Mario Odyssey. So please don't give me that. So then I don't know why they act like they're hard up on money. They're doing financially fine. So don't give me that shit. I'm sorry, guys, but I just need to get that off my chest because overall, if this does not change, we're heading towards a gaming crash. And, you know what I'm saying? It's going to happen sooner or later. And I don't want it to happen. I want, great games from Square and Capcom, Activision and EA and Ubisoft. But if they do these double-dipping, greedy decisions, one day people are going to say, fuck it, I'm not buying games from any of these fuckers no more. And then pretty soon, they're going to be in trouble and they're going to have no one to blame but themselves because of their greed. It's a sad but true fact. Sad but true fact. I think developers, in my opinion, should make out and do their stuff. Hell, Hellblade proved one thing, that you don't need a big publisher to accomplish something. Ninja Theory with Hellblade proved that. And it was a massive success. It was a best-selling game in August when it came out. In fact, pretty soon, when I have a chance in the future, I might pick up the game to give you a review on it myself to prove how great it is. To show you how great it is and stuff. Hi, guys. That's pretty much it. I needed to just get this off my chest because, and sorry, I looked spooked at times because it was like a weird noise. Like, what the fuck is that? But then it was like just a bird, just like trying to find bugs, whatever. Like it looked like, where's the bugs? All right, guys. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my rant on it. Do you agree that it might be a gaming crash for these kind of actions? Do you disagree? I will love to hear you guys. Your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I always read them and try to respond as soon as possible. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, this is Rockingtheblade signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out.